Tropical update as of 8 a.m. PST, August 14th. Tropical storm Josephine um, is located southwest of the strongest area of convection, likely due to the onset of southwesterly vertical shear. As kept my pass, um, sports and Antarctica is 55 knots, but it also says it's probably no longer closed. The Air Force Hurricane Hunter scheduled to investigate this afternoon. It's moving 295 by 14. It should continue to general motion as opposed to a weakness in the subtropical ridge in 48 to 60 hours. And the cyclone should turn northward and move through the weakness in 72 to 96 hours. But late, a trough gets it and moves north-north eastward along the southern edge of the higher latitudes. That guidance has not changed. Significantly since the previous advisory and the new NAC forecast is very sensitive to previous advisories. Southerly, southwesterly, and westerly shear should markedly increase after 12 to 18 hours. So the environment's not going to be favorable for it at all. Could develop into a tropical wave. Here's our cycle. In my opinion, I don't think it's a tropical wave. It clearly has westerly flow. A pretty well defined LC. It's probably located closer to here based on what I can see. Oh, the NAC probably, the old one is probably down here. So we'll see what the NAC says. I can show you the track. Forecast northwestward, then turn northward. Could be affected Bermuda. I mean, pretty likely. Here's the track guidance. I mean, everything agrees, but look at some of the models later in the period. I mean, it could find itself in a better environment towards out of the MTR. I mean, so I wouldn't count this thing off if you are living in Bermuda. So that's what we have for this system. But we'll have to see. The next system is off North Carolina in the mid-Atlantic. This is 96L. Clearly, this is becoming very tropical. It has a 40-50. I mean, well-defined LC convection. It's still attached to a frontal system, but we'll have to see. This thing is clearly on its way, and we expect it to become a tropical cyclone in the next 2 of the 5 days. In our opinion, I think it's probably closer to the 60 or 70, in my opinion. It's well on its way. Yeah, here it is, based on IR. Surface observation clearly shows it closed. There's the track guidance. Northeastward, out to sea. Models strengthening it to about 36 hours to around 40 to 45 knots. Shouldn't be too strong based on the guidance. Here's the GFS. This system, 96, should actually be one of the main things that kicked our system out. Here it is at 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 96 hours. You see the trough that it becomes part of at 196 hours. Pulls upward, weakens the wedge. Here's the rest of the Atlantic. Clearly got another system here, but it's not expected to form. Now we got to look at the overly active Eastern Pacific. I mean, it's incredible. It really isn't, but for the last couple months, yeah. Section E hasn't become any bit organized. It's pretty shitty. They capped it 30 knots. And they expect you to head pretty much west to westward. Not the string until Layton, period. It's pretty much our system. Well, you find out see, but strong northeasterly shear. There's the track. There's the models. Actually, there's quite a bit of guidance starting to show late in the period of the more favorable environment, which could allow it to become 45 to 50 knots. But we'll see. So you get into Eastern Pacific, Central Pacific, if it does. We won't talk about it much, because we have a lot of systems. 93 is becoming better organized. About there. But it's starting to run out of time. Probably has about 48 hours. Let me show you its graphics. You see it says it has about 80% chance. Expected to head west-northwest to northwest in the next 48 hours and then back to the west, longer term. Most models do not make a tropical storm anymore, at least when you're dealing with hurricane models. But GFS probably still does. Let's look at the GFS. Here 93, here's 10. There's our other system between it. Actually, I'll take a look at that system. There's a system right in here that we're watching too. That has a 56 for 2 to 5 days. It's possible it could also become a depression. I think it's probably almost had a better chance. It's southward of the system. But it's getting to the point where they probably have about equal chance. But we'll see. Another system is trying to form. That's a 4080 by Central America. Take a look at that, and it's right about in here. This system is really interesting in the long term. This is going to head west-northwestward. It's going to definitely have a lot of time to become potentially a major hurricane. Let's see. 94E, which is of course our system. We can show you some track graphics. It heads northward. GFS does make it a stronger tropical storm by 48 hours than 93. And D-Ship does make a tropical storm, and ABCN barely makes it a tropical storm. So there's some support. 48. Clearly, these systems are doing a fairly well on each other. Future 95 is down here, and definitely developing. Future 95 just explodes at 72. Boom, 96. 2020 tends to go around at this time. 144, probably a major hurricane. A little something like Gulf too. Has to be watching long term. I mean, feature 95 definitely has potential. ECMWF also supports its very car hurricane. 96, 120. Yeah. So this system, I agree, probably has 40-50. This, if you had to be honest, probably had about the same. The AMC's a little bit higher on it. I think it was 80. We'll see. 10, I think, is going to be coming on Tropical Storm, and probably a moderate Tropical Storm long term. This system down here is probably going to become our next major in 3 to 4 days. So that's your tropical update.